thought it was a great response from our group tonight. Obviously, we were shorthanded with numbers, but I loved how everybody stepped up in their role and did their job and contributed to this game tonight. I thought it was a terrific run to get that game in the third quarter going into the fourth to get the game tied. Give them some credit at the end. They made some threes in transition that kind of pushed it a little bit out, but I was really pleased with our guys with the response from last game. I thought it was a good team effort, group effort, and we had a lot of guys step up.
What was it about that third quarter? Because I know, especially as of late, at least this season, third quarters have been essentially your nemesis, but it seemed like tonight you guys had the right moxie that was necessary in that third quarter. What changed?
Got to give a lot of credit to the guys who came off the bench in that. That was Jameer, Will, Tristan. That group found a lot of energy. We were getting stops. We were rebounding the ball better. And I thought our ball movement was terrific. It was one of our better ball movements, especially with that lineup. That's the way we want to play, and that really set the tone to get us back in the game.
Turnovers were a conversation coming into this one.
Yeah.
High turnover in the first half, cleaned it up a bit better in the second half. Had obviously late in the game there was some, but what shifted in the second half with regards to not having as many turnovers as you did in that first half?
I think we realized that they were putting 2 on CJ, 2 on Keyshawn, 2 on the ball, and we were just getting off it quicker. Our spacing was better, and then we were just willing to get off it. Like sometimes, like you're trying to beat that double, but we were just getting it swing to the corners, and then able to break that down. I forgot to mention 𝗪𝗭𝗪𝗧. I thought he created great minutes too in that stretch too. When you get off it quick and move it quickly before the defense can get there, it makes you hard to guard.
Tristan was questionable coming into this one with the knee. It seemed like he was just trying to push through it, but gave you guys a lot of energy. What did you like about what he was able to bring as part of that second unit?
Obviously, you can see his skill set in terms of his ability to pass, his ability to roll. I thought he gave us some good activity there on the defensive end. I thought he did much better on the boards in the second half, which we challenged him, and I thought he picked it up. But Tristan's been good in the minutes, and he's continuing to improve. Josh?
Brian, what are the developmental areas you're looking for Tristan to improve going forward?
Number one for any 5-man in this league is the importance of being able to defend. You're always going to be the anchor for the court. I think he's showing actually a lot of improvement this year. He's one of our lead leaders in team leaders in disruptions. He gets his hands on a lot of ball, but they're involved in so many plays as a 5-man in terms of pick and roll or being the help side. So that's stuff he's going to keep working on. The stuff he's actually getting better at. We've been pleased about it internally with his progress, but that's going to be a year-long project for him.
I know you have to look at the film to have a more detailed answer. However, how did you feel like Bub played tonight?
I thought he was really good. I think he had 8 assists, 1 turnover, controlled the flow of the game. One of the things that Bub does really well is always pushes the pace, helps us get organized. Obviously, I thought when we were struggling a little bit offensively, he made a couple shots that kind of staved off a run. So I think he felt the timing of the game and was aggressive when he needed to be. But he helped us get organized, and I thought he was pretty tough defensively tonight. He was very physical.
You talked about the rebounding. The third quarter was the one that you guys were able to fight back in. What did you see there, and then what did you see that was different across the remaining 3 quarters?
I thought we challenged the guys at halftime. We obviously we're smaller tonight, but that ball's in the air. Can you go get it? And I thought our guys responded in the third. We limited to 1 shot. We were actually turning them over, and that's what enabled us to get back into the game. That was such the big thing in the first half is the amount of second shots they had. They're obviously a pretty good offensive rebounding team. They crash on their threes. But I loved our disposition. We all challenged each other, and I thought they came out with an aggressive mindset to go get that ball in the third.
Coach, what did you see from Bub today that maybe he did better than in games that he didn't do as well in, and how can he build on those in the future?
Bub's been with us for over a year and some change now. He's still an emerging player. I loved what he brought tonight. When you were down, I think he played 21 minutes in the first half. Got a little bit of sub there in the second half, but he brought great moxie, great physicality, great defensive pressure, and then that ability to control the game he did, finding the spots, getting our guys organized. Obviously, the assists stand out, but I love the pace and the physicality he played with on defense tonight. Really good.
How do you think Will kind of changes the dynamic of this lineup?
Will Riley.
Will O'Reilly.
Yeah, he's obviously a growing player. You can see the things that he can do really well, right? His ability to crash, get on the boards, his ability to make plays in the paint and for himself and for his teammates. Obviously, he was in that unit that was really moving the ball and sharing the ball well. We've been really pleased with his progress.
Brian, I know it's still early, but if Bub can continue to hit threes at the rate he's done so far, what can that do to transform his ability to contribute on the offensive end?
That's something he's always been really able to do for us. Obviously, when you're coming into the NBA, is a learning curve a little bit for shooting from that line, but he ended up shooting the ball pretty well for us. He has the ability to do two things. He can shoot off the catch, but he can also shoot off the dribble. That's a pretty unique skill set for someone that young. He can play, so strengths for Bubs, he can play with the ball, controlling the offense, but he can also play off it. And we want as many of those guys as possible who can defend.
I think the intensity kind of picked up in the third quarter. I feel like that, especially that second unit, they came in with a lot of juice and a lot of fire. And, getting our hands on basketballs, rebounding, boxing out, and then just flying around the court and just making the right reads.
It seemed like the energy that you play with, it trickles down similar to Marvin. And when the two of you are on the floor together, it seems like everyone kind of picks up off of you. There was a couple stretches where you and Marvin were cracking guys, and then it flowed throughout. What type of pride do you guys take in just bringing that energy and allowing it to go and flow through the rest of the team?
Yeah, me and Bags, we talk a lot about it, me and Bags, especially about rebounding and how we can be a little bit more effective for the team. But, I'm super prideful, and when it comes to that, I think you guys know that. I try to go out there and give my energy and let my energy kind of flow and kind of like let everybody eat off that. But I think the biggest thing is just getting in there and showing a fight on the glass and on the boards. Like, I know I'm undersized. Sometimes as a team we're undersized. But I think if you go in there and just fight, I think, the rest of the guys kind of just get the gist and kind of follow along.
This might seem like a silly question, but you play bigger than you are. Is that just your mindset, or where does that come from?
When I was younger, I used to play the five, like in high school sometimes. So I'm kind of used to playing a little bit bigger and guarding bigger players. But it's really just a mindset. Like, I think in my head, like, you're not going to out-hustle me. That's just my thought process when I'm on the court. And I try to just go out there and put as much energy and use my my abilities, to kind of like get around people, whether that be jumping, my speed, or whatever it may be. So,
JC, what looks different for you guys when you have moments like the third quarter where the rebounding is a strength and then the rest of the game where it's not?
I think when our rebounding is a strength, it makes it easier to get out and run. We need the ball to get out and run, obviously. We got great players in transition where when we rebound, we can just kick ahead and kind of just get easier shots. And when we don't rebound, obviously, it's harder to do that because we're giving them second chance points. The pace of the game slows down for us, and we're giving the other team second chance opportunities.
Let me rephrase. What allows you guys to rebound better in the moments that you guys do? What's different?
What's different? I think just the intention. I think it's like you got to be intentional with the rebounding, especially going into games where we know like we're going to be shorthanded and we're not the biggest team out there. I think just going into the game with the mindset of we're going to crack people on the glass and the guards got to come in and grab the rebounds.
JC, BK was just telling us how you've earned a lot of minutes now this season, and what do you feel like you bring to this team that kind of gives maybe a different dynamic and something valuable you bring?
I would say more hustle. I try to keep things real simple when I'm on the court. Shoot threes, play defense, rebound, block shots, do like the little intangibles, the little dirty work that most people don't want to do. I think that's like my biggest attribute in what I bring. And just my energy. I try to let people feed off my energy. I try to come in the gym every day with a smile on my face, try to be positive, try to uplift people, and try to just get the energy flowing like that.
And there's some new faces on the team this year. How do you feel like everyone's meshing together so far?
I think everyone's meshing together pretty well. I think obviously we're still a young team, so we got ways to go when it comes to learning the schemes and coming into the game and being fully prepared. But I think everyone gets along pretty well.
I feel like it's been good for me and like my confidence, just being able to get more time, get more feel for the game. It's just like if I get thrown out there, I'm just always going to be ready. I'm always going to be trying to win. So just doing that, sticking with that has been important to me.
Career high in scoring, what do you think helped you tonight?
Honestly, just being ready, working with my trainer, Francis. We've been doing a lot of film. He's always been talking to me behind the scenes, just telling me what I should and shouldn't do. So I feel like that's helped me a lot.
Well, can you tell us how the Wizards have helped you get better even when you weren't playing a ton of minutes?
All the coaching staff is really they're really close to me. They really always talk to me, always uplift me. Coach Keefe, he's always telling me, good job, good things. I feel like he helps a lot of ways, boosts my confidence up even when I come off the court, that type of stuff. He just really wants to win, and I feel like as a player who also wants to win, I feel like you feed off of a coach who wants to win. So I've been feeding off him and his energy, and that's been helping me a lot too.
And what do you think you've gotten better at the most so far?
Honestly, my communication on defense and moving my feet, I still have a long way to go, obviously, on the defensive end. So I've been really working on that, trying to key in on that, and that's what I've been working on.
And now that you've been in the NBA for a little bit, what are the biggest the biggest changes from the NCAA?
Probably the physicality. Guys are a lot bigger, a lot stronger, a lot faster. So just getting adjusted to that.
You have this cool, calm demeanor about you, whether it's on the floor or off the floor. Is that something you've always had in your career, even going back to when you were playing young, or is it just kind of understanding what your role is right now with regards to the team that you kind of just know it and it allows you to just be chill?
Yeah, I feel like I get my cool demeanor from my dad, and then my feisty competitive side from my mom. So it's a good even.
When you guys look at that third quarter, Justin and BK gave that second unit that you were a part of a lot of credit for the energy you guys came into the game with. What was it that allowed you all to shift the energy and momentum in that third quarter and kind of take it up a notch from the starting unit?
Obviously the starting unit, they did a great job in leading us into that. So we were able to just move the ball well, get a lot of touches, get off the ball, quick decisions. I feel like that's what really helped us. And we were just all competing. We were all engaged with each other, and I feel like that helped us a lot.
I know you mentioned the confidence that this coaching staff fuels into you and you all as a team, but how much did the minutes and the opportunity with Cody and the Go-Go, I know it was just a quick stint, but how much did that also just give you the kind of mentality of I can play at this level, I just need to do what I'm very good at and why they drafted me?
Yeah, going down with the Go-Go, especially playing with Coach Top, I feel like he's really good at instilling confidence in players and also putting you in the right position to succeed. So, and that team is just amazing. They never point fingers. I feel like with most teams, if you went down there as a guy who was playing on the Wizards, they would be a little bit stingy in a way. But those guys, they all wanted me to succeed, wanted all of us to succeed. So I wanted to, do the same thing for them and help them win, try and get wins. So that also helped, and especially getting on ball reps, I feel like that was a big confidence booster and also helped me.
You talk about the on-ball reps. Do you see yourself as a point guard?
I see myself as any position that helps the team to win, honestly. So whatever that is, that's what it is.